Republic Act No. 1425, also known as the Rizal Law. What is a hero? During the Spanish occupation, many of our countrymen displayed heroic acts in defense of the injustices our countrymen faced. But our present definition may present a different meaning for heroic acts that we experienced, one that no longer requires us to make the same extent of sacrifices our forefathers take for our country's independence. A hero is one who is admired or idealized for courage no matter what context they faced. They displayed noble character, qualities, and have outstanding achievements. Most of our well-known heroes were from the time of the Spanish colonization, wherein the abuses and violence from the Spanish soldiers and friars, ordinary people became heroes in response for the call of the times and help our countrymen. Who is the greatest hero of the Philippines? Many of us might have a common answer: the greatest Malayan the country has produced, a political genius. One who has shown that Filipinos can rival the Europeans or maybe surpass them intellectually. Some would also say that Andres Bonifacio is the greatest. He have faced the actual dangers of the revolution by fighting face to face against the Spaniards. He was not blessed with many privileges. He was just an ordinary Filipino with a great love for our country and fought for our freedom and independence. Most Filipinos would answer Jose Rizal, as his sacrifices in spite of being privileged with many gifts and attributes, a genius of the arts, poetry, and painting, a genius of the sciences, a skilled doctor trained and educated abroad, yet one who died at a young age because of his selflessness and love for our country. Who was Jose Rizal and why was he well known among Filipinos? Why are there so many monuments made in his honor? Why were so many streets named after him? We Filipinos remembered him. We remembered his sacrifices. We are thankful for him, and in showing our gratitude, we have many streets and monuments made in his honor. He was a martyr who died for the Filipinos at a young age so that we can have our independence. Some sectors even reach the height of veneration and calls him the Tagalog Christ. He is a man of many talents, a poet, a doctor, an anthropologist, a sculptor, a surveyor, a farmer, a novelist, essayist, historian, teacher, and a polyglot, a genius with a knowledge of 22 languages, a man who inspired a nation. Even Andres Bonifacio himself was inspired by the sacrifices of our national hero, Dr. Jose Rizal. This inspiration awakened him the desire to fight for our country and founded the Katipunan, along with other Katipuneros. They launched the 1896 revolution along with Emilio Aguinaldo, which is one of the events that happened before we have finally attained our independence. In many secret passes used in the Katipunan, the name of Dr. Jose Rizal is used as proof of his importance and significance to the organization. But one can also say that there will be no Rizal without the Gomborza priest, on whose unjust execution of the Filipino secular priest, Father Mariano Gomez, Jose Burgos, and Jacinto Zamora, was the one that inspired Rizal to embark on his nationalist quest. And in Rizal's second novel, The El Filibusterismo, he dedicated it to the three Gomborza priests. Heroes are the product of their time. That is why many heroes were born during the time of the Spanish colonization period. The heroes were made because they responded to the call of the times, and their response to this call had a significant effect on the lives of their countrymen. Heroes are ordinary human beings who face challenges with extraordinary response. The National Historical Commission of the Philippines, the country's agency in charge of historic matters, prescribed that for a person recommended a hero, the passage of 50 years is necessary. If he and his works are still remembered and survive the test of time, then he can be confirmed as a hero. A hero is defined as an admirable leader towering over his peers, one who is serving a noble cause, possessing exceptional talents, distinguished valor, exercising the determinative influence over the spiritual life of his people in a particular event. This definition of a hero, as prescribed by the Commission, best described the achievements and actions of our national hero, Dr. Jose P. Rizal. In 1956, 50 years after we have gained our independence, Senator Claro M. Recto filed a measure which became the original Rizal Bill. Senator Recto recognized the need to instill heroism among our youths during that time when the country was experiencing social turmoil. It was a crucial time when the country was being ravaged by the Hukbalahap insurgency, and the imperialist presence in the form of the American presence was very strong in the country's economy. Our sense of patriotism is gone. We prefer products that are associated from America and deem it as of high and better quality. And our political policies are influenced by the Americans as well. It is debt to the communist insurgency that was fought through American guidance and material aid. The Philippines became part of the global network to contain the spread of communism with the conclusion of a mutual defense agreement with the United States in 1951 and joining the Southeast Asia Treaty Organization. We are trapped with our alliance with America against communism. The united rights granted in the Philippines Constitution allowed the Americans to exploit our country's natural resources, and the free entry of American products in the Laurel-Langley Agreement to the disadvantage of our local products. We mostly patronize American products over our own. This was the period that Senator Recto submitted the Rizal bill, calling for a return to patriotic values enunciated by our Filipino heroes like Jose Rizal. Under the bill, it shall be obligatory for college and university students to study the life and works of Rizal. The issuance of the bill was not welcomed by the Catholic Church. They assail the Rizal bill as anti-church because it forces the students to read the Rizal's work like the Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo, which contains a lot passages that were anti-church. Forcing the students to read Rizal's work when mostly they are anti-church and had a lot of religious overtones would be a violation of the students' constitutional freedom of religion and of conscience. The Catholic Church opposed the Rizal bill on the fear that the mandatory reading of Rizal's work will cause harm at the religious beliefs of the young students, while they are still in their formative early years. In one of the seminars of Father Jesus Cavana, he said that out of the total 333 pages of the book Noli Me Tangere, there was only 25 pages of the book that are patriotic statement, compared to the rest that were mostly attack against the Catholic friars. After a month-long standoff, a compromise bill was filed. It was authored by Senator Jose Laurel. On June 12, 1956, Republic Act No. 1425, better known as Rizal Law, came into effect. It accommodated the objections of the church, like allowing the students to seek exemption from reading Rizal's works for religious reasons. The first section of the law concerns on mandating the students to read the work of Rizal and his novels. The last two sections involve making Rizal's writings accessible to the public and that a sufficient number of copies are required in the school libraries and mandate the publication of the works of Rizal, like his novels, in Philippine major languages. The Rizal's law aimed to accomplish the following goals. First, to rededicate the lives of youth to the ideals of freedom and nationalism for which our heroes lived and died. Second is to tribute to our national hero for devoting his life and works in shaping the Filipino character. Third is to gain an inspiring source of patriotism through the study of Rizal's life, works, and writings. In reading his novels and essays, we'll get inspired with his achievements and empathize with his love for our country. So far, no student has yet officially applied for exemption from reading Rizal's novels. But it was only in 1994, through the President Fidel V. Ramos, through Memorandum Order No. 247, that he directed the Secretary of Education, Culture and Sports and the Chairman of the Commission on Higher Education to fully implement the R.A. 1425, as there have been reports that the law had still not been totally carried out. In 1995, Shade Memorandum No. 3 was issued enforcing state compliance to Memorandum Order No. 247. That is why from here on forwards, every student, no matter what degree and course they will take, it is mandatory for them to take the Rizal law subjects and learn about the life, works and writings of Rizal.